The moment you walked away, something flipped inside them. And they didn't see it coming. What they thought was the end slowly turned into obsession, curiosity, and a deep emotional pull they can't explain. Your absence became louder than your presence ever was. Suddenly, you're on their mind at random moments, in quiet nights, in songs, in memories they tried to forget. Walking away didn't make you weaker in their eyes. It made you powerful, mysterious, and impossible to replace. Welcome back to Sophia, where we read energy honestly and gently. Before we go any further, remember this is a timeless reading. So whenever you are guided to hear this message, it's meant for you in this moment. And as always, only take what resonates with you and allow the rest to pass. As I connect with your energy and theirs, 3 cards rise to the surface right away. The Empress, the Chariot, and the Devil. Just the presence of these cards together says so much without a single detail being revealed yet. There's attraction, movement, and an intense emotional pull surrounding this connection. Something changed the day you chose distance, and they felt it instantly, even if they pretended not to. This reading carries strong feelings of realization and desire. They're starting to see you differently now, not as someone they could reach anytime, but as someone rare, valuable, and slightly out of reach. Your silence, your strength, your decision to walk away awakens something inside them that won't quiet down. So if you've been wondering why their energy feels closer even though you're apart, or why your name keeps echoing in their thoughts, stay with me. There's a deeper message unfolding here. And it explains exactly why walking away made you irresistible, and why they feel it more with each passing day. When the Empress, the Chariot, and the Devil come together in one reading, the message becomes powerful, layered, and deeply emotional. This is not a light connection or a passing feeling. This combination tells the story of transformation, yours and theirs, and how one decision, walking away, shifted the entire dynamic between you. Each card adds a different emotional truth, and together they explain exactly why your absence became more magnetic than your presence ever was. The Empress represents who you became the moment you chose yourself. You stepped into self-worth, calm strength, and emotional maturity. You stopped overgiving. You stopped trying to prove your value. You nurtured yourself instead of pouring into something uncertain. That shift softened your energy, but also made it stronger. You became grounded, radiant, and complete within yourself. They felt that change immediately. You were no longer someone reaching for them. You became someone standing firmly in your own worth. That alone changed how they viewed you. Then the Chariot shows what you did with that self-worth. You didn't just feel stronger. You moved forward. You made a clear decision and committed to it. You chose progress over waiting, direction over confusion. You aligned your emotions and took control of your path. Your energy stopped circling around them and started moving toward your future. From their perspective, this was shocking. You didn't linger. You didn't look back. You kept going. That movement created urgency in them. Suddenly, they felt like time was running out. And then comes the Devil, revealing what this transformation stirred inside them. Your strength and independence triggered attachment, desire, and deep emotional craving. They didn't expect to feel this way. They thought distance would fade the connection, but instead, it intensified it. Your absence became addictive. The less access they had to you, the more they wanted you. They began confronting emotions they had avoided: regret, jealousy, and fear of losing control. The Devil shows that your walking away broke the illusion that you would always be there. Together, these 3 cards tell a clear emotional story. You became whole, you moved forward, and they became aware of what they lost. The Empress shows your glow up from the inside. The Chariot shows your courage to choose yourself. The Devil shows the pull you created without trying. This wasn't manipulation. It wasn't a strategy. It was a natural consequence of self-respect and growth. What makes this combination so intense is the contrast. While you found balance and freedom, they became emotionally stuck. While you released attachment, they felt it more deeply. While you stopped chasing, they began craving. This shift flipped the power dynamic completely, not in a toxic way, but in a truthful one. They can no longer take you for granted because your energy no longer revolves around them. This combination also reveals realization. They are seeing you clearly now, not as someone who was always available, but as someone rare, someone who brought warmth, love, and stability into their life. The Empress reminds them of what it felt like to be nurtured by you. The Chariot reminds them of the moment you chose yourself. The devil reminds them of how deeply they are still connected to you emotionally and energetically. There is also a lesson here. These cards together show that walking away was not an ending, it was an awakening. For you, it was a return to yourself. For them, it was a confrontation with their feelings. Your silence spoke louder than any explanation ever could. Your absence forced honesty. They now feel the weight of what they didn't appreciate when it was freely given. This energy explains why they feel drawn to you even now, why thoughts of you surface unexpectedly, why your name lingers in their mind. You didn't become irresistible by trying harder. You became irresistible by choosing yourself, by moving forward, and by no longer feeding a connection that wasn't aligned. The combined message of the Empress, the Chariot, and the Devil is simple but powerful. Self-worth creates movement. Movement creates attraction, and attraction becomes intense when access is lost. Your walking away wasn't rejection, it was self-love, and that self-love awakened something in them they can't ignore. In this reading, the cards make one thing clear. You didn't lose anything by walking away, you gained yourself. And in doing so, you became unforgettable. They feel it because your energy changed, your direction shifted, and your presence, now absent, revealed its true value. When the devil appears in this reading, the energy becomes intense, magnetic, and impossible to ignore. This card speaks of attachment, desire, temptation, and the parts of us we try to control but can't. In the context of this topic, the devil reveals the side of their feelings that they may never openly admit. Your walking away didn't just make them miss you, it triggered a deep emotional and physical pull they are struggling to escape. The devil shows obsession in its quiet form, thoughts that keep looping. Feelings that grow stronger the more they try to suppress them. They may tell themselves they are fine, that they've moved on, but their energy says otherwise. Your absence activated something inside them that feels addictive. The more unavailable you became, the more they wanted you, not because of ego alone, but because the bond they felt with you wasn't as easy to replace as they thought. This card also points to control and power. When you were present, they may have felt in control of the connection. They knew how to reach you, how to pull you back in, how to keep things comfortable for themselves. But when you walked away, that control disappeared, and the devil shows how uncomfortable that loss of control feels for them. They are now confronting emotions they avoided before: fear of loss, regret, and the realization that they can't manipulate the situation anymore. There's also strong desire here, not just emotional, but physical and energetic. They are drawn to you in a way that feels consuming. Memories of you surface unexpectedly. Your voice, your energy, the way you made them feel alive. The devil doesn't sugarcoat this. It shows raw attraction and longing. Your confidence and independence now make that desire even stronger because it feels forbidden, just out of reach. This card reveals inner conflict. Part of them wants to let go, but another part refuses. They feel tied to you, even if there is no contact. The more they sense you breaking free, the tighter their emotional grip becomes. This isn't about love in its purest form. It's about attachment and realization. They are seeing how deeply they relied on your energy, your presence, your attention. The devil also highlights shadow emotions. Jealousy may arise when they imagine you moving on. Anxiety creeps in when they think of you giving your affection to someone else. There's a sense of, I didn't know what I had until it was gone. Your walking away forced them to face these uncomfortable truths, and that's why your energy feels so strong to them now. This card also reflects the contrast between freedom and attachment. While they feel chained to their thoughts of you, you are breaking free. That contrast intensifies their feelings. The more liberated you become, the more aware they are of their emotional dependence. And that awareness is heavy. It's not something they can distract themselves from easily anymore. The devil suggests that they are tempted to reach out, to pull you back, to regain that connection. But there's also fear that things have changed too much, that you won't respond the same way, that they no longer have access to you. That fear makes the desire even stronger. Wanting what they can have now feels overwhelming. In this reading, the devil doesn't mean something negative. It means truth. It reveals the depth of their attachment and how your absence exposed it. Walking away broke the illusion of control and comfort. It forced them to confront their feelings without distraction. The message here is clear. Your walking away awakened desire, attachment, and realization all at once. They feel it because they can't escape it. While you chose freedom, They are left facing the intensity of what they lost. And that raw pull, that deep craving, is exactly why you became irresistible in their eyes. When the Chariot enters this reading, the energy shifts from soft realization to powerful movement. This card speaks of momentum, determination, and a strong decision that changed the direction of everything. In relation to this topic, the Chariot confirms that your walking away was not just emotional, it was decisive. It was the moment you took control of your life instead of letting the situation control you. And that choice sent a shockwave through their energy. The Chariot represents willpower in forward motion. You didn't hesitate anymore. You didn't stay stuck in confusion, mixed signals, or waiting. You chose a direction, and you moved in it with clarity, even if it wasn't easy. From their perspective, this was unexpected. They may have believed you would always remain emotionally available, always open, always present, but the Chariot shows you choosing progress over attachment, self-respect over comfort. This card tells us that once you walked away, your energy became focused and unstoppable. You stopped looking back for validation. You stopped needing answers from them. You put your attention on your own path, your own growth, your own future. And that forward movement made you incredibly attractive in their eyes. There is something irresistible about someone who knows where they are going and refuses to be pulled back into uncertainty. They feel this as distance, but also as pressure. The Chariot energy makes them feel like they are falling behind while you are moving ahead. They sense that life is opening up for you, that new opportunities are appearing, and that you are no longer waiting at the same emotional crossroads. This realization creates urgency in them. Suddenly, they feel like if they don't act, they might lose you for good. There is also a strong sense of inner strength here. The Chariot often speaks of controlling opposing emotions, and this fits perfectly. You may have felt torn before, part of you wanting to stay, part of you wanting to leave, but when you finally chose yourself, you aligned those inner conflicts and moved forward with confidence. That inner alignment is something they can feel, even from afar. This card shows that your absence isn't passive, it's active, it's powerful. Your silence isn't confusion, it's direction, and that's what's making them feel you so strongly now. They can sense that you're no longer emotionally available in the same way. You're not stuck in the past. You're building something new, even if they don't know exactly what that is. The Chariot also speaks of respect. Walking away earned you a level of respect that staying never could. They see you as someone strong, disciplined, and self-led now. Someone who won't tolerate emotional imbalance or uncertainty. That respect blends with attraction, creating a desire that feels intense and urgent. They don't just want you, they want to catch up to you. There's also an element of challenge here. Your movement forward challenges them to face their own stagnation. While you're growing, they're forced to look at what they didn't do, what they delayed, and what they assumed would always be there. The Chariot brings awareness that time is moving, and they can't stay stuck in the same place anymore. This card suggests that your decision set a powerful example. You showed them what strength looks like, not loud strength, but quiet determination. You didn't argue your worth. You demonstrated it by leaving, and the action speaks louder than any conversation ever could. In this reading, the Chariot is clear. Walking away wasn't avoidance, it was leadership. You chose your path and committed to it. That courage, that focus, that forward motion is exactly what made you irresistible. They feel it because your energy is no longer circling them, it's moving forward. And now, they're the ones struggling to keep up. As the Empress steps into this reading, the energy immediately softens, deepens, and becomes magnetic in a very quiet way. This card speaks of natural beauty, self-worth, and a presence that doesn't need to chase or prove anything. In the context of this topic, the Empress shows that the moment you walked away, you stepped fully into your power without even trying. You didn't become cold or distant out of anger. You simply chose peace, self-respect, and emotional balance. And that choice changed how they see you completely. The Empress energy is effortless. It's not loud. It doesn't beg for attention. It attracts because it knows its value. When you walked away, you stopped pouring into something that wasn't pouring back into you. You began choosing yourself, your time, your emotions, your healing. And without realizing it, you became calmer, more grounded, more radiant. They can feel that shift, even from a distance. They sense that you're no longer waiting, no longer stuck in the same emotional place. That's what makes them feel drawn in now. This card shows that they are seeing you through a new lens. Where they once felt comfortable, maybe even careless, now they feel awe. There's admiration here, mixed with a bit of regret. They're realizing you were not just someone who loved deeply, you were someone who nurtured, supported, and brought warmth into their life. And now that energy is no longer freely available, the Empress reminds us that once nurturing is withdrawn, its absence is deeply felt. There's also a strong sense of feminine and emotional maturity here, regardless of your gender. This is about emotional intelligence, grace, and inner strength. You didn't walk away to punish them. You walked away because you finally understood your worth. And that understanding changed your energy. You're no longer trying to be chosen. You know you are the prize. That realization alone shifted the balance between you and them. They feel it in subtle ways, in moments where they expect you to reach out and you don't, in the calm confidence they sense around you now, in the way your energy feels fuller, warmer, and more complete without them. The Empress shows that you're not empty without this connection. You're abundant on your own, and that's what's making them question everything they once took for granted. There's a deep longing in their energy connected to this card, not just desire, but a craving for comfort, safety, and emotional closeness. They remember how it felt to be seen by you, supported by you, understood by you, and now they're realizing how rare that was. The Empress represents unconditional love, but also self-respect. You loved fully, but you also learned when to step back. This card also suggests growth. While you were walking away, you were also growing, healing, reconnecting with yourself. You may not even realize how much you've changed, but they do. They feel that you're not the same person anymore. You're stronger, softer in the right ways, and no longer easily shaken. That evolution makes them feel both attracted and intimidated. The Empress doesn't chase. She receives. And that's the lesson here. By choosing yourself, you stopped chasing something that wasn't aligned. That alone made your energy irresistible. They now see you as someone valuable, someone who can't be replaced, someone whose absence created a space they can't fill. In this reading, the Empress is a reminder that walking away wasn't a loss. It was a return to yourself. And that return is exactly what made them feel you more than ever before.